Not many will watch this video, but what's more important is that one will, and that is J Chuck, tagged within this video. I just want to share with you some of my thoughts regarding Kenny Veach Veach, the hikes you've participated in, and the supposed experiences you've been on the receiving end of from time to time, more so recently compared to previous hikes. So, whilst you are retired J Chuck, who knows what's around the corner, what will happen next, additional findings, new discoveries, strange behavioural changes within others out there, anything's possible. It's been documented previously. But the one thing I wanted to point out with you, J Chuck, and I guess it applies to SB Vegas Adventures too, whether it be visual or auditory, strange encounters out there within the Mojave Desert. So, like with you, J Chuck, strange sounds, hearing voices, whispers behind you, paranormal or not, spiritual or not, something unexplainable maybe. How come you supposedly never experienced that back in the past? SB Vegas Adventures, being out there on a consistent basis, but only in recent time started getting that eerie feeling, the atmosphere and his surrounding of a certain location. Didn't have it back then, but only has started experiencing it now, or within the last few months. Is there a true reason behind it? Is it simply right place, right time? Or depending the mentality of one, wrong place, wrong time to have an unpleasant experience like that? Either way, it's happened. Yeah, it didn't back then. With Kenny Veach, he didn't pick up on anything, but we did. In his hike videos, when he was out there on that one hike, the video itself on YouTube, all those strange sounds and the paranormal whispers and voices clearly caught on camera and documented too in my video coverage. And so did other general public members see it and hear it. So, what's the difference then? It seems to be split through year to year, not all experienced at once. Individual experiences at a certain place, certain time, but with Kenny Veach, he never really acknowledged it. Besides the M Cave, the mystery of that, Kenny Veach didn't acknowledge any other mysteries out there or weird encounters or experiences. Sean Horlacher had his own creepy experiences with the footsteps and noises in the dark, and as well, further back in the past, probably not related to Kenny Veach or the hiking area, but an old hiking experience where Sean was in a tent and heard footsteps when he was hiking and camping with family. Now, when I remember it, Sean also did point out he had another strange experience, and it was in fact 2016 with Mr. Jenkins in the canyon. Where about exactly, can't quite remember. That 2-day hike trip, they camped out there. Whilst Mr. Jenkins was asleep, Sean was awoken during the night, hearing footsteps and wondered what it was, almost like stalking around the camp, and faded away into the darkness afterwards. What was that all about? Kind of creepy, unsettling. Not that all hikers that have been out there have been on the receiving end of something creepy or strange, but for those that have experienced it, it feels like maybe there was a place and time for it to happen. But it doesn't happen the very first time you set foot out there, or early on in the years of when Kenny went missing. It could happen any time, once, or maybe repeated, depending. There doesn't seem to be a set requirement for how many times you have to go out there in order to have a strange experience. For Sean, who's been out there less compared to SB and J Chuck, but still had very creepy experiences. For you, J Chuck, who's been out there several times now, and even SB, to now have strange experiences, unusual feelings and senses, hearing of what's around you in that atmosphere and environment. Kind of creepy, but also interesting. You might have your own theories, explanations behind it all, but one thing for sure, a fair portion of hikers that have gone out there at some point or another have been on the receiving end of something strange. If there's a place and there is a time and moment for that, is it a sign of one is getting close to the truth or getting close to revealing something of secrets or darkness out there? I wonder. The reason why I'm putting this into perspective, forget about the M cave. There seems to be something else out there. Dark, mysterious, whatever. Is it all tied to one thing? Maybe, maybe not, or multiple. Is there a way of measuring a consistency or measuring some kind of understanding of if you are getting too close to the truth? Kind of like how online you may receive resistance for covering certain topics or material and evidence. You get the hint there. Can you get the hint physically out there, boots on ground? I wonder. I just suggest this because never really got into a discussion about it as a whole. And just to put into consideration, as for you, J Chuck, whilst retired, were you finally in that position where you were about to uncover something? You were close to some kind of truth out there? But will we ever know now? I wonder. Hopefully that makes sense. But let me know your thoughts, J Chuck, because I do know that in the past, when you were out there, you were pushing your body, but in addition to that, you were at peace with the environment and the nature and spiritually in tune with it. Hence why you camped out there, slept on the ground, no tent, basic equipment, rough, but ready and prepared. You compare that time up to more so recently, just before you retired. Did anything change? Any different feelings? Was there any change in the atmosphere or how the environment appeared? Because as we've seen with time, things can be altered with or changed. Did that happen with you, J Chuck? Did you notice any differences? Externally or internally? Let me know your thoughts, J Chuck. Because whilst it's understandable to walk away from the case, if you were so close to the truth or so close to discovering something much more dark or mysterious out there, I wonder what Kenny Veach would think. Would Kenny Veach continue, push on and uncover it or not? I wonder. Let me know your thoughts down below.